Hello, it's Cat Carter here with another episode of Oxygen Not Included. And, where am I? I'm on the Rime map, and I've set up my brooding pen for the pufflets. I got some eggs. So, because I need pufflet princes in here to stop them just making pufflet princes. So one's that, and one's just going to be puffed. They only take 3 cycles pretty much when they're incubated, so it doesn't matter. I've only got 1 for these guys. I only have 6 in here, and as you can see, they've chewed up most of the polluted oxygen. This has a bit more in point 2, but I do need to get this one here done at some point so I can vent 2 lots of polluted oxygen into here, and hopefully that will keep them mostly fed and give me a bunch of slime. So I'm not short of slime for mushrooms. I'm up to 6.8 tons, so I'm not going to run out anytime soon. Our food is doing very well. It's got 172,000 kcals of mushroom wraps, which is +4. So we got a morale up into the 30s, except for you, Ruby. Why are you special? Where are you? Hold on. Is that no? I don't know. I don't know why she has a low morale. Anyway, that's that. What I do want to do is I don't know. I'm going to let it run for a fair few cycles to get the conductive wire built all the way from the bottom of the base, all the way from down here, up there, and around there. And also to let the actual conveyor system build so the the puffed eggs and the shells and the food could all go through the main system. I put one here because the hatches weren't moving around. They'd fall down and stay in the water like they are there. So I originally put one up here to stop that, and then they just basically stopped in the mechanised airlock. But what'll happen? It worked before. We'll see if it worked again. When this thing does activate due to pips or whatever else is about, when it deactivates, they'll go across, and then they'll drown again. So they might sit there for a little while until we get enough of the pips and the other critters in. But what the hell's that? Oh, flooding. So there's no critter up there. So, yeah. Not quite efficient, but it'll do the job. That's all that matters. Alright, now there was something... For some reason, this is an unreachable dig, and I don't understand. They can get... Is it that? Maybe that's triggering it. Because that shouldn't be drywall. Hold on. But if I put this one... But that shouldn't stop it from being... Hold on. I'll just build that out of obsidian. And make that super urgent. I don't think that was the cause of making it unreachable. But for some reason they won't dig into here. Come on, do it. Do it, people. I know it's nearly bedtime. You'll live. Yeah, I'm not too fussed about this being open. It'll vent out some stuff, but there's another manual airlock here. So it'll have limits to what it can vent out into space. They're going to do it. Someone can reach it. Oh, are you doing it? You can do it. You can do it, Turner. Come on, you can do it. Keep going. There we go. No, it's still unreachable. We'll open this thing up and see if that fixes it. So I'm really not sure why they won't dig into that one. While waiting for that, what I do want to do is do a rust deoxidizer. We have tons, and where is it? I don't even know where it is on there. Is it minerals? Raw minerals is rust. I can't find where it is. It is somewhere, but we have a lot of it. So I might as well use that up rather than having it just sit there. It's somewhere. I'll find it. It's not. No, it's not that. I know. But we have a lot. So what I want to do is build something that's going to have. How many have we got? Possibly build 4 of them. We're going to have power in. We're going to have the power in this area. So what we could possibly do is. What do I want? Now, if we do a room up here, we'll make it out of gold. What we can do is 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, now you're doing it. Alright, so why? So chances are all this is venting into space. Probably. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not really fussed. What I'm curious about is why someone hasn't done this, because it's on a 9. Come on, put it back to auto. Ooh, hello. Have to watch for those guys coming into the base. Why hasn't someone done that? You gonna do it? There you go. Now, is this still... Yeah. That'll fix whatever that problem was. So, back to this. What I want to do, actually... If I put them all together... I didn't really want to put them all together because of... Just thinking I can automate them. And they wouldn't have to come up and... So I can auto... Yeah, so if I automate them, I don't have to stick airflow tiles underneath. We can automatically feed them rust and salt without any of the dupes having to do it. The only thing I'm not sure about is the pressure and having them all together, whether that's going to overpressure the area. But we'll find out. I suppose I can always change it after the fact. So what I want to do is rely on the different gases and pressures to not have to filter stuff. Just put basically sensors in to say when the right gas is in the right area. So I might give it a bit of space. Yeah, it'd be fine for power. This will basically dig down so all of the water, all the polluted water for this one goes on the ground. That should be fine. What we want to do... so what I'll probably want to do is that'll end up being stairs. I do want to... what do we got? Maybe up that high. And up here what I'll do is have a sensor to pick up non-oxygen gas and a pump to pump out that. Maybe do this one higher, I think. Up there. And you can go there. Doesn't matter, it's a bit of a waste of space. But I'm happy to just follow the abyssite. But what we'll do is that there. Have the where's my shipping? The auto sweeper. Yeah, I need to dig a little bit. I know. We'll do the entrance there. We'll do the entrance here, I think. Go. Right, so we're gonna need to access, dig out all of this stuff. So right there, and there. I might do that one there so they can get up. We want that there. So they will be able to dig all of that space out. Yeah, that'll be fine. And what we'll have up here will be a pump. We'll just make it a gold, not a pump, wrong pump. Ventilation pump like that, gas pump. Make it out of gold. I want to get rid of these because that's where I want to put pumps. Vent, pump. Alright, so I want 4 oxygen pumps. I probably want them spread out. Just so they're not trying to all take from the same area, in effect. So what we're going to have is this pressure sensor there and a gas element sensor. Actually, and I also need a NOT gate. Where am I going to put it? So there, and we want an AND gate there. I think that should do it. We're going to need... Yeah, I'm going to need access up here. We'll do that one. Ventilation, so go there and there. It doesn't matter that they're apart, that's fine. Alright, so I'm going to need, actually, should be ornamented. Okay, gas element sensor can go here. And what I want is, what do I want? I want another gas element sensor there and there. We go there and there and there and... There we go, gas element. Now I've not done this before and I have no idea if it'll work, but there's no harm in trying. So what I'm trying to figure out is we want to make sure that there's oxygen there and oxygen, so oxygen below and above the pumps on both sides. And we also want to make sure that the pressure is okay as well. So it's going to be 2 AND gates, I guess. Just got to figure out how I want to do it. Because we actually need 2 AND gates in a row. That second AND gate, I think I might have to switch around. Where's my AND gate? There. Yeah, it's probably going to be fairly messy. I think, but... See if I do it on this side any easier. So we're going to want an AND for both sensors. And then we're going to want one for... There's going to be automation spaghetti, but... that and that. This isn't going to be pretty. So what I want is... Oh, service breach. Yay! Alright. Two things have been possible. It's got their service. Think there's some disturbing new data in the process. You're not on the target location, but an asteroid, highly unusual, diverse elements. That's cool. What printables we got? Not in a position to get new. Not that I really need it. new dupes, but I will at some point when I figure out this. Ah, and we need to get ladder. I might do that ladder just to stop them getting themselves stuck. So automation. What we want is, so both of those have to be green to say that there's oxygen. Yeah. So once we've got that, we can go go here, and then with that's enough, we can go there, and then we can go there. Yeah, so it'll want oxygen on both, it'll want a decent amount of pressure, and I'll tell those two to pump out. And we want to do the same thing here, so now I don't think I can put a bridge. Yeah, no, I can't. Come on, save. So can we put the AND gate somewhere different? Can we put the AND gate? There you go. Down one. Yeah, and that way you can come around to there, you can come around to there, then you go into there, you go into there. Ah, no. So I might have to push I might have to do the Atmos sensor one lower on this. Maybe at some point I'll rewire this into a more efficient one. But I'm more interested in getting it to work at the moment. So that goes into there, that goes into there. Especially since I don't even know if this will work. There. So when it's got oxygen on top and below and the pressure is high enough, it'll turn on the pumps. That's the same for that one. That's going to be a NOT gate. And that's going to be like that, and like that. So basically, when that's got high pressure and that's not oxygen, pump out whatever's there. Just because eventually we'll have hydrogen or other gases that'll make their way in on occasion. So once there's enough there, it'll pump them out. And in the meantime, we don't care. So the other thing I want to do is I might split these by one. The reason I want to do that... Oh, gods. I just realised my... Well, technically I could put that in there. But then I don't have... What was that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oof. It doesn't have... Unless I get rid of... Because this is technically automated. So we don't actually need... I could put a storage bin basically here. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And that should be in range. And in that storage bin, I can have... see, I can't... I don't know. Can we fit 2 storage bins? Probably not. What we could do is... I don't know, I'll have a think about it. I might have to raise the whole thing by 1. Just to get... no, just double check. They don't have... yeah. Just to get the space to do the storage bins. Because what I could try to do, I don't know if it reaches. I'll have to do a test actually. If I put it here, you go away. Where are we? Automation. I don't know if it... get away. If I can dig this out really quickly, just so it's gone. Come on, someone dig it out. Do it. Yeah, I'm not sure if I put it here whether it'll actually get the 2 blocks, get to the outside machines. I think it has to be there. But if it goes there, it's... if we put it there, we could put a... a loader there. Or a receptacle there. Just thinking we could... I don't know. I think I might just lift it up 1. And have the manual load salt and rust. Either way, I think I might just leave that priority 1. And maybe lift it up 1. And see if I can make the wiring a little bit nicer. If I give it a bit more space. What I will do quickly is... yeah, see if I can get this done. So the idea of here is I'm going to basically pump coolant around... I think this is all radiant pipe. Yeah, it was. All lead radiant pipe. So... what I'll do is those 2... actually, what I wanted to do was that specifically. I want to leave a space in case I need to do stuff. So what we want is a bridge. It doesn't really matter what it's made out of. So which way are we going? So we're going in at the top and out at the bottom. So we'll go down. What have we got left? We got 7,000 steel. Lead. Hold on. Just do that. Do that. No, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, accidentally hooked up to the hold on, plumbing. Hooked up to the other pipe. That'll act as a bit of a vent. That's at -20, so it'll take it a little bit to heat up. And there's a Weezwort that I'm just going to leave in here to help cool it down a little bit. Why are you guys not... so I need you dug out. Oh, come on, save. There. Now did that. I built this because water got in this bit and it was causing issues. But now that water's gone, there's nothing here for accidentally. No. Maybe. Would I accidentally delete? Oh, the pump. That's right. Deconstruct, deconstruct, deconstruct. I got rid of the pump to put these in to get rid of all the water that was in here. What I would like to do is get that. Because we have 7 kilograms. Alright, well, that happened fast. It was at 1600 odd, but I suppose I did let it run for a while without that. So, if we can get that back up and running, that would be good. We got power. Yep. Alright, well that's a fair bit of carbon dioxide. It might cause some problems. We're basically running currently off natural gas because we've got a lot of natural gas. Now, come on. I need you lot to do this one. Now, so all I'm going to do is I've got just down here for the steam. Just chuck a liquid pump. It'll take a while for the water to build up, but just when it does, we can pump it out. Just shove that in there. And when we actually need to pump out water, we can do it. But apart from that, we shouldn't need anything. I won't worry about sweeping it up for the moment. They can just come and collect it when they need it. Not the most efficient way to live. Alright, so this is running. Hopefully it'll be enough. It is dropping. So I think with 3 of these things working, it's just enough to do it. And that'll get rid of some of our natural gas, give us some more polluted water. I do want to use the polluted water for the pinch of pepper nuts and the what are these things that aren't working at the moment because I've got no polluted water. Thimble reeds. The water I was pumping is out from over there. Go on there, go on there. This one is still active, but that's fine. What's that temperature? Yeah, so it's sitting at 36. I might just do that. When it spits it out, I will. Yeah. We don't worry about that going on. I should be able to reach. I just dig out those 2. Should be able to reach everything. No, don't go to bed. Alright, so what we'll have to do is liquid valve. I'll do it via liquid valve just to control what's going in. What do I want? That'll be right. And what we'll do is we'll just... we don't worry about air tiles, I'll just do it like that. Actually, what I'll do is... No, don't do it. I'll reverse that and I'll do it the other way. We'll get liquid valve and we'll exit it out there, and that way we can just put it straight into this bit, and we'll get what do we got? The liquid bridge going down. But, oh, that's all we want. How about we make that 7, like the rest of it. And make all that 7. I think they can... not that though. Oh, that went. Oh, doesn't matter. Doesn't need to be there. They'll be able to dig out all of that, so they should be able to dig out all of that, I think. That. So 7. Someone made a mess. Oh, how did you even get down there? Honestly. How? How did you even get stuck down there? Alright, well apparently this has to be done on an 8. Or because of Ellie. Now, is there... Oh, she did it in a suit. So does that mean when she goes back, she's gonna... Where is she? Come on, where are you, Ellie? There you go. There we go. Thanks for making a mess. I appreciate it. Well, on the bright side... you don't go there. I know, we do want to mop up that. I was going to say, it'll put a little bit more order down here. Right, come on, everyone mop it up. We don't want to be walking through. Come on, someone get that one. There we go. Ah, that's better. Right, so as soon as they've done that bit, we can go back to the mine, maybe. Good as gold. Alright, so they should be able to get out of that. Go there. Alright, so basically we're going to pump the petroleum in here. Those two will go, and we'll have a basically radiator in effect. The only thing I probably will do is I'll put a thermosensor in there if I can find a spot. Why won't you allow it in there? Oh, because these guys are... Yeah, I don't know how useful a thermosensor is going to be. I might just do an automation clock sensor. I might just do it as a clock sensor and we'll figure out what sort of times they can run for before they start damaging themselves. Alright, so I'll finish that off. In the next one, I'm going to end it here. Between episodes, I think I will figure out how I'm going to do this, but basically it's going to be like that. I'm just going to have sensors to figure out when there's only oxygen in the area and then pump it out. And we'll have chlorine down the bottom, which I'll pump out once it gets a high enough pressure, and then anything that accrues at the top can eventually be pumped out once there's enough of it. But if I automate everything, the dupes don't have to come in here, basically. So, I don't think they do. I'm pretty sure it didn't say. Yeah, I don't think it requires any duplicate input. So, if we automate the feeding of these things, they can just sit there happily going about their business while we pump out the oxygen. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.